Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey. We have in-depth live coverage of the critical fire danger, starting with KCAL meteorologist Ellen Taft.
And Pat, let's get right to it. We're going to get to those winds, of course, the PDS. And I will tell you, a couple weeks ago, we were under a catastrophic situation. We saw a PDS get issued. We're a step below that as far as wind, dry fuel, and relative humidity go. So I just want to tell you that this event certainly is a significant one, and it could go most of the week. Wind gusts right now at 41 miles per hour for Santa Clarita, 28 miles per hour for Burbank, 40 for Simi Valley, 33 for Malibu. Ontario, 45 miles per hour. Of course, we are tracking conditions in Hemet as a fire does continue to burn. 58 mile per hour winds, and relative humidity right now dangerously low. We're in the single digits, 6% for Burbank, 7% for Claremont, 10% for Chino. So again, we can't get much lower than the single digits as far as relative humidity goes. Now, that's the PDS we were just showing you. This is where the extreme fire danger lies. It's that Santa Ana corridor from the high desert, from Acton, all the way to the Ventura County coastline. So that's really where we're looking at the most extreme conditions. We're talking the driest brush, the driest conditions as far as relative humidity goes, and the windiest conditions. So the combination of the three making for extreme fire danger through tonight, overnight through tomorrow. If you're not under the PDS, you're still looking at critical to elevated fire danger. That is the case across the entirety of Southern California. So I just want to look at that with you right here. So you will see everybody affected. But that red flag warning is in effect for, again, the majority of us. And it could get extended at this point through the end of the week, through at least Thursday, possibly Friday. We've got gusty winds, very low humidity, critical fire danger, high wind warnings in effect, and wind could actually intensify Wednesday into Thursday at this point. We're going to talk more about that and have your wind futurecast in just a little bit. But right now, Pat, Juan, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Ev. And Lesley Marin begins our news coverage tonight in Simi Valley, right in the middle of the PDS zone. Lesley.
Yeah, that PDS warning, Pat, is at the top of the minds of so many residents here in Simi Valley. But I will tell you, the conditions right now looking pretty good. This is what we have seen all night, just breezy, light conditions here in Simi Valley. But I will tell you, the winds aren't the only thing that fire officials are worried about. They're worried about this bone dry brush that is now creating some of the worst tinder box-like conditions that the state has ever seen.
Preparedness, prepping, making sure you have everything ready to go.
Ramon Palladini is ready to go at a moment's notice.
I spent time, hours and hours before this, bringing everything down, getting all my papers together and everything, all my insurance papers and so forth, and the things that I want to get out of the house. I already have things in my one truck, so it's clothes, a packed suitcase.
As the winds whipped in his Simi Valley neighborhood, he showed us just how close his home sits to the dry and brittle hillside.
I've seen it every year. It turns brown.
But this year, dry hillsides like these have reached critical levels, leaving bone-dry brush to act even more like a tinderbox if a fire were to start.
It makes the jobs of our crews a lot harder.
Jonathan O'Brien is a meteorologist who works with CAL FIRE, and this week their office issued an alert about the unprecedented levels of dry fuels all across SoCal. O'Brien says a fire can spark quickly, spread fast, and uncontrollably in these conditions. And what we saw during the Eaton and Palisades fire shows the severity of the situation. O'Brien says what we need is steady but light rain for several days. But too much could leave communities already ravaged facing another dangerous situation.
Again, too much all at once is going to put us at a really high risk for flooding and debris flow.
Back in Simi Valley, Palladini is doing what he can to protect his home.
I even went and bought extra long hoses, 100-foot hoses for both sides, so that I could do anything to prevent it from happening if it comes down to it.
But he still worries what happened in Altadena and Pacific Palisades could happen here.
I just saw thousands of people lose their homes. Heartbreaking.
Yeah, and Palladini says after witnessing both the Eaton and Palisades fire that he was able to get fire insurance after he was dropped by his original company 3 months ago. So that's another concern for residents in this Simi Valley community. But Pat, as I said, they are still under this PDS warning right now. Things looking okay, but we still have the night to go. Reporting from Simi Valley, Lesley Marin, KCAL News.
All right, thanks so much, Lesley. Let's hope it continues to be as calm as it is now out there. Thank you for that.